Hey, welcome. Have you ever felt forgotten, like your dreams were slipping away? That was Joseph's life. Sold by his brothers, thrown into prison for a crime he didn't commit. It seemed like his story was over. But God had a plan. When Pharaoh had troubling dreams, no one could explain. Joseph was called from the dungeon. With wisdom from God, he revealed their meaning. 7 years of plenty, then 7 years of famine. Pharaoh was amazed and made Joseph second in command of all Egypt. The boy, once in chains, now wore a royal robe. What people meant for harm, God used for good. Joseph's story reminds us, God can turn the lowest pit into the highest throne. Let's take a closer look. Pharaoh had 2 dreams. In the first dream, he saw 7 fat cows being devoured by 7 skinny cows. Then he saw 7 healthy ears of grain being eaten by 7 wilted ears. Each night he had the same dreams, so he called for wise men, but none could explain them. Meanwhile, Joseph had been in prison for 2 years. He didn't know that Pharaoh was having trouble, but God did. So he told Joseph to do 3 things: get out of prison, go to Pharaoh, and explain the dreams. Joseph went to Pharaoh and said, "I know why you're having trouble. You need someone wise and strong to take charge. Let me do it." Pharaoh liked what he heard, but he wanted proof. Could Joseph explain the other dream about the cows and the grain? Joseph said, "Yes." And he explained that the 7 fat cows represented 7 years of plenty and the 7 skinny cows, the 7 years of famine. Same with the healthy and wilted ears of grain. Pharaoh was amazed. He couldn't believe anyone could explain his dreams. And he said, "You're right. We must prepare for 7 years of famine." He made Joseph second in command over all of Egypt, in charge of food storage. So Joseph took grain from the plentiful years and saved it for the time of famine. And after 7 years, the famine began. People came from all around to buy grain because Egypt had food. They didn't know there was a famine elsewhere, but Joseph did. And he sold them grain, just enough to make their fields grow, but not enough to save their food supply. This way, when the famine ended, they would have to return to Egypt to buy more grain. And that's exactly what happened. After 4 years, Joseph's brothers came to Egypt to buy food. They didn't recognize Joseph, but he knew them. And instead of revealing himself, he tested them to see if they had changed. He pretended to be an official in Pharaoh's court. He accused them of being spies and threw them in jail. But eventually, Joseph forgave them and told them, "I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold to the Egyptians." They were shocked, but it all worked out because Joseph was now in charge of Egypt, and he knew there would be a famine in the land of Canaan. So he helped his family survive the famine. And that's how Joseph went from prison to palace. If you like this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time.